Okay, so today we're going to talk about the rock cycle. So what is the rock cycle? So it is a very long, slow journey of rocks making their way down from the surface of Earth, but then all the way back up again. There are three main types of rocks. The first is an igneous rock, the second is a sedimentary rock, and the third is a metamorphic rock. First, we're going to talk about igneous rocks, and these are formed when magma, which is a very hot stuff. It's the big red stuff that comes out of volcanoes, cools and then hardens. This can be above or below Earth's surface, and granite is a common rock as well as quartz when it comes to igneous rocks. Next, we're going to talk about sedimentary rocks, and these are formed by sediment that is deposited or made over time, and they're usually at the bottom layers of lakes and oceans, so we won't see them much. And they will form layers, called strata, which is a funky word, but that can be exposed as cliffs, and we've all seen cliffs before. They're the big rocks that you can jump off of on lakes. And some examples are limestone, chalk, and claystone. And lastly, we're going to talk about metamorphic rocks. And these can be changed over time by the extreme heat and amount of pressure. And heat is caused by magma or collisions and frictions of the plate tectonics. And erosion will help bring the metamorphic rock to the surface. And some examples are marble, slate, and quartzite. And marble you may see on countertops at your house, and you're going to see the other two as well, but marble will probably be the most familiar to you. So now we're going to talk about the rock cycle. So rocks are always changing, but they take millions and millions of years to change. And so the first step is melted rock or magma is sent to the surface by volcanoes. So that big hot stuff is sent to the surface by these big volcanoes. This then cools and forms an igneous rock. And then the weather or other events in the environment will slowly bring up the rock into small little pieces. Next, the sediment or rocks are hardened and sedimentary rock is then formed. Next, this rock is then covered with a bunch of other rocks and ends up deep down in the crust of the planet. So way deep down. And lastly, when the heat and the pressure get way too high, the sedimentary rock then turns into a metamorphic rock and the cycle begins all over again. And here's a picture of that. So you can see the magma coming up on below the 1, and then it turns into igneous rock, and then it goes into little pieces for 2, and then 3 turns into sedimentary rock, and then 4 turns into the metamorphic rock, and that starts the cycle all over again. And that's all I have.